Mr. Sun looked like a living sun, round and glowing. His orange rays seemed drawn, yet they truly gave warmth. His yellow skin shimmered with gold, as if forged from pure light. His eyes were large and simple, full of calm joy. He enjoyed painting patterns on the ground with his light. He was like a child's toy, bright and kind. But in his eternal grin, there was a shadow far too wide. His glow dimmed, becoming a sickly yellow, more like smoke than light. Inside his round face, a strange dark silhouette appeared, gnawing at his own form. It looked as if something was trying to crawl out of him. The wide smile no longer felt friendly, it split too far, like a crack in the sky. His rays flickered, glowing and fading as if they were breathing. He began to hum low, broken tones, almost like a funeral song. The warmth around him now carried a chill. The once smiling orb had become an eye that never closed. Its surface stretched with veins of black, spreading like cracks in glass. When people looked at him, they felt their memories slipping away. He amused himself by replaying those memories inside his glowing pupil. The sky dimmed whenever he laughed, though the laugh sounded hollow. Each ray around him twitched, as if trying to pierce the horizon. Now, daylight itself felt like a trap, and he was the jailer. The smile returned, but it stretched beneath 3 unblinking eyes. It was a smile that did not comfort, but promised hunger. The eyes rolled in unison, watching everything and nothing. He played games with mirrors, bending his face into shapes that should not exist. Sometimes, the mirrors broke on their own, unable to hold his reflection. Every shatter echoed with laughter, too human to belong to him. The sky dimmed not from clouds, but from his growing obsession. The rays were gone, swallowed by the blackness that consumed him. One enormous eye glimmered in the void, unblinking and eternal. It followed every movement like a predator in absolute silence. His new obsession was to harvest fears, shaping them into invisible chains. People whispered that the air felt heavier when he watched. The darkness around him grew, stretching like a storm across the sky. He was no longer the sun, but the shadow that erased it. His rays stretched like claws of smoke, writhing and twisting endlessly. The body within was invisible, hidden in a pit of shadows. When he moved, it was not light that followed, but spreading stains of black. He enjoyed sculpting faces from darkness, faces that screamed without sound. The more fear he sensed, the more figures appeared at his side. They were puppets of shadow, born only to serve his hunger. The horizon shivered, as if the world itself resisted his weight. The round sun was gone. In its place stood an eye carved into darkness. It watched with surgical precision, dissecting every flicker of movement. The star-shaped body stretched and shifted, whispering with unseen mouths. He collected living dreams, draining their colors until nothing remained. At dawn, only pale husks woke, trembling under his shadow. His laughter rang cold, without warmth or mercy. The sky itself seemed chained beneath his stare. His body was gone, replaced by an endless orb of watching. The eye gleamed with metallic gray light, sharp enough to cut through thought. Around it, countless shadow spines moved like hungry insects. He began to feed on the thin veil between night and day. Victims claimed they felt themselves falling whenever they closed their eyes. His stare followed them even in mirrors, refusing to let go. The horizon no longer marked time, it marked his cage. Ready for a challenge? According to statistics, only 3% of viewers manage to like the video and subscribe to the channel before the timer runs out. Write a comment if you made it in time. The once singular sun had multiplied into a hive of sight. His red form burned like fire, but it gave no warmth. The main eye followed the living, while the outer eyes scanned their dreams. He played a cruel game showing people visions of their own deaths. Those visions grew stronger the longer they looked into him. Every blink created a ripple, bending reality into broken shapes. The sun had become an architect of madness. The once smooth sphere of Mr. Sun had become corroded and diseased. Red lightning-like veins spread outward from the giant eye in the center. His stare burned, leaving afterimages carved into the minds of his victims. He enjoyed peeling fragments of himself away, forming eyes that slithered on their own. Each fragment carried his hunger, screaming silently as it searched for flesh. Those who stepped near were swarmed by his children of sight. The sky bled, and the earth echoed with crawling eyes. The bright orb was gone. Only a bleeding eye remained. Its sclera was torn and scarred, black veins spreading like roots. It stared endlessly, never blinking, never resting. He grew stronger by stealing the energy of those who met his gaze. The more they looked, the faster their bodies collapsed into shadows. His rays glistened with blood, swaying like tentacles in hunger. The sky no longer carried light, it carried his hunger. The cracked shell of Mr. Sun split wider, revealing rows of teeth. His single eye blazed, watching and feeding at the same time. The mouth around it gnashed hungrily, dripping with black saliva. He enjoyed dragging souls inward, chewing them slowly like fragile glass. Each victim became part of the fire burning inside his eye. His rays no longer shone, they were claws tearing the sky. The day itself was swallowed whole. His form was no longer solid, only a bleeding eye surrounded by jagged black rays. Each vein writhed, crawling across his surface like worms. His presence alone twisted reality, filling the air with screams no one made. He enjoyed weaving hallucinations, painting skies with false shapes. The ground cracked under the weight of visions that weren't real. The world burned red through his gaze, as if dipped in blood. The day itself was poisoned by his illusions. The darkness of Mr. Sun condensed into a single perfect sphere. A crimson pupil slid open, watching with predatory calm. His jagged rays pulsed slowly, like claws reaching through reality. He played a cruel game, replacing memories with lies of his own. Soon, the living could no longer tell dream from truth. Their sanity dissolved, leaving them as hollow extensions of his gaze. The sky itself bowed to his command. His form was hollow now, an abyss painted in gray and crimson. A single black speck floated where his pupil had been. The emptiness itself seemed alive, pulling reality into itself. He began birthing false versions of people, molded from shadow. They looked identical, but inside, they carried his whispers. Soon, no one knew who was real and who was a phantom. The sun had turned the world into a theater of illusions. The transformation was complete, an eye, a maw, and a crown of bloodied spikes. His gaze burned cold, but his teeth promised agony. The air around him tasted of iron, heavy with despair. He began to hunt openly, dragging victims into his black sphere. Their bodies collapsed, drained and chewed until nothing remained. His laughter was sharp, like knives scraping against bone. The day itself screamed under his reign. The burning fire was gone, only cold emptiness remained. His eye was a void, drawing reality inward with no return. The rays surrounding him stiffened like black blades frozen in time. He began to erase memories from those who looked his way. Soon, entire histories unraveled, leaving nothing but blank silence. Even the shadows dared not move in his presence. The sun had become the end of all stories.